Hey everybody, welcome back to our movie review. Hope you guys been enjoying the content channel as of late. Just a double feature tonight. It is going on past midnight, so excuse me if I just seem a little exhausted. Just had a double feature. Just checked out The Wild Robot, which I will be posting that review a little bit later. Uh, and I also checked out this film, and I made a promise to check out this film because we have detailed quite a bit of the production and a lot of the just the troubles that have been surrounding this production up to its release. So I figured with talking about it ad nauseum, I might as well just see the film just to give it its proper conclusion. So here we are. So I checked out, as many of you haven't, Megalopolis, which was written and directed by Francis Ford Coppola, which I just illustrated is not doing well at the box office. Surprise, surprise, it's not doing well at the box office. Um, and it's, of course, his passion project, something that he's been wanting to do for many, many years, self-financed, $120 million investment, and has a big cast, ranging from Adam Driver to John Voight to Shia LaBeouf, Arbor Plaza, many big names, Giancarlo Esposito, many big names, and the story centralizes, or story as it were, um, centralizes on the thesis of control and power, and it previews that through the eyes of many, specifically that of Adam Driver's character, who is wishing to build a new basically a new law, a new city in the form of Megalopolis, where people can have their dreams kind of fully realized and all that sort of jazz, where other people, other politicians are wanting to do other things for the city. And the film attempts to explore those varying ideas through this exaggerative and what is supposed to be rather interpretive, abstract type approach, when really what it is just absolute, utter nonsense from beginning to end. Now, um, to fully illustrate my experience with watching Megalopolis, I will just tell you the type of people that were in the theater. So you had, just as I just walked out, you had a couple that, in describing the film, from what I heard briefly, mentioned the word saying, well, that definitely was sci-fi. And then there was a group of kids, or a group of people my age, that walked out, and then three other people that walked out, and then a person, mind you, who was sleeping throughout majority of the film and snoring obscenely loud. I've kind of videoed it. I don't know if I should show it because I don't want to get copyright for stuff like that. But I mean, it was absurdly loud, you know, um, and I won't show it just out of respect. Um, but uh, but that person ended up leaving as well at some point. Um, so just so you understand that the type of people coming into this were people that were not interested at all through a majority of it and just periodically decided to leave. And I didn't choose to leave at all because what I got from Megalopolis was an incredible embarrassment that I just had to sit through the entire duration of, because I just was fascinated to know how far was this going to go and how much of a train wreck was I about to endure. And man, did I just have, like, I truly believe I was having the most fun out of anybody in that theater. I was laughing. I was just I at some points was laughing so hard I almost was crying. Um, to say that this is a monumental failure, I think is an absolute just bang on the money, because firstly, to say, I think that thematically speaking, it is incredibly thin. I mean, it touches on the same point over and over and over again about, greed, control, about power, all those sorts of ideas just float around the film almost entirely. It's a big fat cloud that just goes, that just that is on the top of the film always, and it never goes out above that to look for anything more than that, except just bathing in the same points over and over and over and over again. And within that, you just get something that is incredibly redundant, and you just tune out so early on. And what you're preview to is just a bunch of visual nonsense, literally visual diarrhea, where it's just anything is just kind of happening for the sake of it being happening. Adam Driver contorting his face in weird ways, Aubrey Plaza doing a really awkward like dominatrix type scenario, um, like weird visuals, which makes you like kind of doubt the type of budget that it possesses to begin with. It's $120 million, yet the visuals are so like wooden, and it's really just um like, it is so chaotic, but it has no rhyme or reason to be that way. And I just couldn't help but laugh. And not to mention the performances, I think are just embarrassing. Every person in this did not know what they were doing. I think that the best comparison that you can get in terms of those performances would be Tenet, Christopher Nolan's Tenet, where when you hear about the production that took place with Tenet, Robert Pattinson, John David Washington, all those guys, they didn't really know what they were getting into, and as they illustrate in the interviews, they really didn't have much of a big comprehension as to what was going on. And in the performances, thankfully though, they're able to salvage some meaning within what the mess of what Tenet was. I mean, I think Tenet is overly convoluted, and I think that there is some kind of through line that can be salvaged, and within that, the actors are able to use that to their advantage in creating characters. In Megalopolis, you can tell that nobody in this production, especially in the performances, nobody understands what they are supposed to do. They are just reading their lines, and they're hoping that it sticks, and they're hoping that it makes sense within whatever this contortion, this just soul-sucking concept of a pitch, or whatever the hell Coppola is pulling out of his ass that day. Because if you know the production of Megalopolis, you know that Coppola just had no idea as to what he was doing. He was just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. And that is literally what Megalopolis is. It is throwing things at you. I'm not kidding at one point when I say this. This is Adam Driver at one point in the film. I'm not kidding you. This is Adam Driver at one point in the film. He has 2 gold bricks. Imagine these are 2 gold bricks. He literally at one point, while staring at some visual nonsense, is doing this. That is pretty much, I think, in terms of a visual representation, the aura and the manner of the film, in that it is just nonsense. There is absolutely no comprehension as to what the visuals are doing and what they're supposed to act on. I get the surface of what they're supposed to represent. This political undertone to it all. I mean, it is so frank. It's so like in your face. I mean, if you don't understand the point, the concept of the of what these characters are meant to represent, I think that you really need a film to spell it out for you. And I mean, I'm just flabbergasted. I really am just completely, utterly just like gobsmacked by just how embarrassing this film is. It is incredibly embarrassing for both the filmmaker, for the performances, for the distributor, by the way, because of all the marketing bullshit that had happened, taken place to getting this film made, to even being promoted. It is just so laughable and so embarrassing. Like, I got secondhand embarrassment just from watching it. Like, it is an utter failure, and I think that, financially, obviously, it is already proven to be a failure, but it is just, it is stunning in the achievement of just pure nonsense, and again, just utter embarrassment. I mean, like, I had a great, I honestly, I had a, like, it just by my time with sitting of it, I had a good time with it. I literally was having a really fun time with it, more fun than anybody in the theater was having. As I said, like a good majority of the people that went to see this in my screening had left, and then you have that dude just passed out for the entire duration of the film. Um, like it's just really embarrassing. I think no performer in this felt like they were doing something genuinely good except getting a a little check mark on the resume saying, "Well, I worked with that guy." Because I do not know for the life of me who is going to work with him after this. Because goodness, my goodness, like it's just, you know, like it, man, I really am just a bit shocked by how embarrassing it truly is. And there's a good reason why the distributors here in the U.S. primarily, a lot of those distributors, when they went to that one test screening many months back, there's a reason why they all denied it, because even all of them saw how incredibly ridiculous this thing is. So yeah, it is just not good. And there are some people that will probably defend it, apologists saying that, oh no, it has such rich, meaning behind it, and political charge and statements and undertones that are just so like unique and divine. And I agree with you fully. The approach to this is extremely unique, but to say that it is a worthwhile thing, to say that it holds merit because of it, I would argue that point. Because yes, it is unique, but my God, is it an embarrassment. It is just an embarrassment. There is no proper word for it. There's no other words that I can use that can make it, any more solidified than just that word. It is just poorly directed. The visual nonsense, acted with no understanding. Like the feeling the entire time is that nobody understands what the hell this film is. And when you look up the production of the film, even the director himself doesn't know what the hell this film is supposed to be. So in essence, you get a film for a large portion of its time that is literally nothing. And if that is by design or whatever the hell, if it is to contribute from that production history, whatever it is, congratulations, you got nothing. I got nothing. You made nothing. And you made nothing off of it because of the financial results. So yeah, just ridiculous, nonsensical, and truly an embarrassment on this man's career, and for all these people who have been involved in it. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on Megalopolis. Just wow. So you guys know your thoughts on Megalopolis. If you guys have seen it, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. If you guys are caring to see it, let me know. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and until then, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.